Okay, I'm in Docker.
So we're in Docker. And you also want to have both the front end and the back end repos up. So the first thing that we're going to work on is the back end, and we're going to go through the instructions for the back end. Bye,
Okay.
Emma. See ya. And then let's actually get the link to the documentation.
Okay.
And I'm just going to drop the link to the contributing guide into the chat. So you have it. Oh, you already have it up. Okay, fantastic. So let's take a look at the instructions for the backend. And so that's the event board API repository. So it's under the about section.
Right here.
Right there, right?
Yeah. Okay, I'm here.
Scroll down. Actually, the instructions might be in the other, but this might just be the repo. So let's scroll down and see if there's actually instructions there. Okay, my bad. So just hit your back button, go back.
Okay.
So I think
sorry, Naj, I thought the contributing were instructions, or are they not?
Yeah. The contributing guide is instructions, but I thought that the link to the link that was there would have links to the actual referenced backend versus front end.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that was just my bad. So scroll down, Kyrie, and we are just going to go to the section that will tell us how to spin up the backend.
Okay. Wait a minute. Is it this one?
I think it is. So we'll work on getting the node version set up, but we'll do that later. So we're going to scroll down. It should have. Wait, stop. Okay, hold on a second. Oh, Raj just dropped something.
So is your like back end and front end running?
So we're going to try to get his backend running, but I think so it might be in a different spot. Kyrie, try the link that Raj just sent you. Click on that link, because if you scroll down, you will see under getting started with development that the backend instructions will be right there.
Okay.
Yes, that's different. So yeah, so you see how there's a contributing guide, and then it says /event board API at the top, and the other one said event board web / contributing. Yeah. So just something important to note, that when you're spinning up the app, make sure that you're referencing the right contribution guide for the front end versus the back end.
Okay.
And so now you want to scroll down. Okay, and you've got the repo clone, so we're good with that. I think the first time that we do this, we want to select first Docker Compose build. So let's do that. So we're just going to go down the line and follow the instructions.
Okay.
So Docker Compose build, and then we'll watch. We can open up Docker and ensure that it's actually building appropriately. So you want to drop that in your terminal. And you are you currently in the repo? So you want to have your event board API like file open in VS Code. So you want to go to that project, open it up.
Okay. Thought I had it open, but
That looks right. That looks
Okay.
like the event board API. So now within this terminal right here, so if you stay in VS Code,
okay.
yeah, so we're actually doing it within the project.
Oh wait, okay,
itself.
that's why. Okay,
Yep.
makes sense.
Perfect. And I think as this starts to build, if you have your Docker open, you should be able to see that project once it's built.
Oh,
You
okay.
should be able to see it. So if you click on, I think it's maybe, actually you're on containers. Try images. Or maybe it just needs to finish running before it will actually show up.
Okay.
Let's go back to the terminal itself, and then we'll just get prepped to, or we can take a look at the contributors guide and see what's next. Because I think what you'll have to do next is start the server. So this is your first time running it. So normally when you start the server, you do that, but we're not going to do that right now.
Okay.
Because you're going to spin it up separately. So you're going to do, so see the next block of code.
This one?
Yeah, so skip that one for right now. We're going to come back to it right after. And so this third block of code right underneath, that will separately spin up your front end and your back end.
Okay.
Or the database on the web, right?
Okay.
So if you'll want to put those commands into the terminal.
Okay. Inside VS Code, right?
Inside VS Code in that terminal.
Okay.
Exactly. Is it done running? Yep, it's done running. So
yep.
And this is just strictly for the first time that you do this. So this next time it's all built, you'll simply be able to put in Docker Compose up, and it will do both at the same time.
Cool.
And
is it done, or because it says risk?
ready to accept connections. It should go back to hit enter.
Okay.
I don't know if it's just paused. Okay, see if you can put in the next command. I feel like it's still running something, but
no, you should put the next command in another terminal for the web.
Okay. All right, so then put in the next command for Docker Compose up web.
Just click on plus symbol to open up another terminal.
Oh, 1 second.
Right side, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, this one.
Okay. And then Okay.
Yeah, now check, it should be running.
Okay.
Yeah. So now if you go back to Docker on your desktop.
Okay. Oh, there it is.
Yep, there you go. And then if you hit that down arrow or the arrow that's next to it, it should tell you, yep, there's your database and there's your web. So it looks like we're good.
Okay.
Now we have to seed the data. So now we're going to go back to the 4 commands that were in the block above.
Yep.
So yep, we're going to run all of those and that should seed all of our data.
In another.
Okay. Okay, I think it's all done now.
All right, awesome. So I think that you're actually probably already set up. If you go back to the instructions, the next part is about how to create an admin user. And so that's probably something that you're going to need a little bit down the line, because one of the problems that we're solving regards the administrative function and creating a notification for it, but it's not something that we need to do right now. So let's hop over to the other set of contributing guide instructions for the front end. So we're going to go into the front end repo. So data event board web in VSP, and then we're also going to refer to that set of contribution guides. So the link that I dropped, Kyrie, is the one that you want to click on. And then you also want to make sure that you're in the event board web repo.
This one here and wait, am I in the event board web repo or do I need to?
You're in the back end right now. So
Okay.
you're going to have to, do you have both cloned down?
Wait, I think I gotta clone the other one.
Okay, no problem. Let's just do that then.
Okay.
You know, I've gotten that message once, and there was actually something that GitHub reset for like everybody that day. I wonder if this is something that's specific to you. Or if it's something that's going on with GitHub. So I'm just going to do a really quick check to see if I can find anything on there.
Okay.
Can you go ahead and drop the copy of the error message into the chat?
Yes.
I mean, the message is super intense.
Yeah, it is.
The
It's
way
just-
that it's a little nuts.
It should work, but
Yeah, normally it should work, Raj, you're right. But I think that, so the only time, have you ever encountered this particular error message? I have before once.
I
So-
never got the kind of message.
Yeah, I
Uh,
did once, and the day that I encountered it, I did a search on it, just like a regular search on it, and it came up that GitHub in themselves had reset something in their security for everybody, for all GitHub users that day. So it had nothing to do with my personal dev environment, and I'm guessing I'm just going to check and ensure that there's nothing going on across the board at GitHub that we need to be aware of. If there is, then it means there's something specific to Kyrie's thing. But I think that it's something related to, like, it's not something specific to Kyrie's dev environment because he's been able to clone down the other repo. You know what I mean?
Got it.
So that's why it says it is possible that a host key has just been changed, which I think is just like, that might be just GitHub doing its thing.
Is it just
So
me or
I'm
I
just,
can't see any movement on the screen? Okay, now is it?
so this is the article that I was referring to. It happened earlier this year with GitHub.
Oh, okay, so you're just gonna run this command. Yeah, we try.
And so the fix for it that GitHub is suggesting is removing their old key by running a specific command, which I think Kyrie is going to try right now. Or there's like a manual way to do it as well.
Which I just did, and now it's giving, if you see right here, give me a different error. Now it says the authenticity can't be established. The key is not known by other names.
Do you want to continue connecting? Say yes.
Okay.
And then so when you say yes, it says permanently added GitHub to the list of known hosts, which is okay. Permission denied. Please make sure you have correct access, right? And the repository exists. So you do have correct access, right? Permission denied, public key. So if you ran the clone command again, Kyrie, what would happen? Would you get the same exact error message?
Oh, give me 1 second. Yep, same error message.
Permission denied. Same error message as before, but different error message than the first one that we were getting. So I feel like that's
Correct.
progress. Yeah, okay. All right. So let's figure out what's going on with this. And then can you drop the text of that error message into the chat as well? Okay. And you were able to clone down the backend repo without any issues, right?
Yeah, no problem at all. But I have no idea why it decided it doesn't like the front end.
Yeah, same process. You did it the same way.
Yes.
Okay. And you're in. Well, I mean, what folder you're in doesn't really matter.
Let me try.
Oh, oh no.
Did I add in the instructions for the forking?
No, I think Rashma, I don't think that this has anything to do with the actual with the instructions. I think that this is specific to Kyrie's permissions to GitHub to access this particular or any repo on GitHub. Because
the keys, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And I think, and it's interesting because he's been able to clone down the other repo, same process, same permissions. And I assume that you're able to clone down any other repo, right, Kyrie? Like
Yes.
you could go to any random repo and clone it down.
Yes.
But for this, for some reason, this one's giving you trouble. I wonder, did I give you permissions for that? So let me check it and make sure that you're actually included in this.
Okay.
Well, your repo is public, I think.
Oh, okay. Is it public, Rashma?
Yes, both repos are public.
Okay. All right. So yeah, then it shouldn't matter.
I think I had the same issue when I was trying to clone that. I had permission access, which was denied. So I just forked it and then tried to run the commands that are in the contributing document. So yeah.
Okay, so you were able to successfully fork it and then clone down a copy of your fork.
Exactly.
Okay, let's try to do it that way then. Let's fork it.
Okay.
Give me 1 second, guys. I'll be right back.
Okay.
All right, back.
Okay. Wait, what are we doing again with or how do I fork again?
How do you fork? So then what you do is you go to the repo itself. So the same place where you got the instructions. So we're going to go to the event board repo.
Okay.
And let's just fork. So go to the code itself. So up at the top where, like even up at the top where it says data umbrella / event board web, just click on that or click on the code button. Yep,
Oh, wait.
right there.
Oh, wait here.
Try that. And then do you see in the right-hand corner where it says fork? So it says sponsor, watch, and fork.
Yep.
And you're just going to fork a copy.
Okay.
So you're going to create a new fork. Yep.
Okay.
Raj, have you utilized a forked copy before? Will it have any?
No, like during the last meeting, I just cloned it on the go while the meeting was going on, and then I was able to install and run it both of the things.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, but it's like some people are running into it, so I think that it's best to be prepared. But I'm curious if forking the repo will have any issues in terms of how we run it.
It's a public repo.
Yeah. Okay, so now we forked a copy, and now we're just going to clone this down. So you're going to go to the code button and click on the downward arrow, and that should give you, so up the code button. Yep, right there. Yep. And then how do you normally clone your stuff? Do you use SSH?
I think this one. I don't know if I used SSH.
You don't have any public SSH keys. Okay, so that might be the problem then.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we can go through the process of doing SSH keys. We won't do it when we're, I can do that separately with you and with Angole as well, because we don't want to have that recorded. But that might be the issue, is that if you don't have SSH keys set up, that might be the reason why. And also, I think if you normally do it the other way, what we could do is we could go back to the original repo, say git clone, and then utilize this command. So let's go back to the original repo.
Okay.
Perfect. And so now you're going to go hit the code button and you're going to grab the code in there, and then you're just going to git clone that, which is what you did with the API, right? Assuming.
Yes.
Okay, so let's do the very same process.
Okay. What was it? It was git clone, right?
Git clone, exactly. Sweet, and it looks like that worked.
Okay.
So that's the only thing. So SSH keys, I think if you have them set up, then you want to utilize the instructions that are in the contributing doc. But if you don't normally have SSH keys set up, then you would do it the way that we did it right now.
Okay.
All right. So we are at time, but let's see if we can get you spun up. So if we go back to the contributing guide itself.
Okay.
And if it's easier, yep. And I think what we're going to make sure we're just going to make sure you're using the right version of Node. So these instructions requiring Node, you're just going to run these. So let's first see what version of Node you're on. It's probably going to be higher than the one that we're using. Very likely.
I changed it a couple of days ago. So yeah, I think it's
you
there.
did?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, so that part is done, right?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. So let's move on to the next step. So now you want to, I think you could just run it, it looks like. So if you just say, actually, I think you want to go to the next one. So this is the mistake that we made with Emma as well.
Okay.
Before we even do that, have you created your .env file?
I don't think I did.
Okay, so let's do that first, and then we'll spin it up. So let's go back to VS Code, and there should be a sample file for your .env within VS Code. So make sure that you have the project open. Event board web, I see it down below under data. Right?
Hold on, I am.
Or just however you want to open it.
Wait, where is it at?
I thought I saw a folder that said event board web. I don't know if
that's
right the here. Actual project. Yeah. And then, so you see where it says .env example, you want to copy that or create a new file and just name it .env. Maybe that's the better way to do it. So create a .env file. .env file. And you want to pull it out of source. Or actually, is it on the same level? Yeah, okay, you're fine.
So go ahead, .env.
Yep, .env. And then just copy over the contents of the example file into .env, into your file. So the example file actually exists within the project itself. So if you scroll down, remember that first one that I told you to copy? Where did it go? There it is, the one with the $sign on it.
Oh yeah.
So you just want to grab that.
And then just copy it here.
And just copy it, right. So I think now we're ready to spin it up. And I think we can just say npm start.
Okay.
And that should do it. I guess not. So let's go back. Maybe we need to, let's go back to the contribution guide.
Yep.
Try npm run start dev that command, although at this point you really shouldn't need to do this, but we didn't do this in the beginning, so let's try. So I think either if that's running, you can just kill it with a command C. If it's not running, I would just feed it. Yeah, there you go.
Naj, I have a question. In that .env file, does that because I'm looking at the instructions and I'm not sure that they're very clear. But does npm run start :dev have to be on the top of that env file?
I don't believe so. I think that what needs to be in the env file is included in the example file. Let me make sure. Hold on. And I can check it against mine as well.
Okay.
And so, Kyrie, did you drop in the npm run dev start?
Oh yeah, I did then I got the let me try it
This
again
error?
one more time. And yeah, it still gives me this error message. I'm missing script.
I wonder if you're, oh, because you're still in the API. You need to switch into your event board web project. So CD into your event board web project. And you might have to, like if it's not in, so I think that the project level that you're on, you need to go up a folder depending on where you have it saved. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, okay. Not sure.
So in your terminal, you can try putting CD dash.
CD dash.
Enter.
Oh, CD dash.
Yeah, CD dash. That is the command to go up one directory level, right, Raj?
So CD dash slash, you can like this.
Oh, okay.
Oh, CD dot dash. Just.
And then, yeah, try that, and then list it just to see where we're.
CD double dot.
Oh, CD. Okay.
And then ls, just to list it to see where we're at. Okay, and then I'm looking for event board.
API.
Event board web. We need event board web.
Okay.
But I think what happened was, did we clone event board web into event board API?
Okay.
It might have been. So if you CD right now, Kyrie, into event board API.
Should we, like have a session or a record a session how to set up the project and share with our mentees?
Yeah, I mean, I think the original project was the original kickoff session, we did a setup with one, but this is good because sometimes people have issues troubleshooting. So we're just recording this as well. So anyway, so let's list this out. So LS.
Oh, LS. Ones. Okay.
LS, yeah, and I just want to make sure that, yeah, so I see the project event board web within the event board API.
Okay.
And then like the easiest way to do it would just actually to be, you can open it or you can move event board web API. You can either do it through the command line, or you can open it up on your desktop and just drag and drop the folders as necessary. But I would have those two projects separate.
Okay. So I guess, so you said it's just drag and drop it right now?
Yeah, and I'm actually going to pause the recording